everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube video. I'm super excited to have Ross here with me today. So for those of you that are new to the channel, Ross is my fiance. And today we wanted to talk about date nights and weekends out eating, because we all know that you can be good Monday to Friday, and then come the weekend, sometimes we like to have a little free-for-all situation where you end up going out for meals with friends or partners and you just kind of blow your caloric budget for the week. So today we're going to talk about how we handle date nights and going out for lunches and things in the weekend while staying on track. So we're both shredding right now. Ross is doing an 8-week shred, I'm doing a 12-week shred, and I'm going to let Ross say something now. So.
Hey guys, nice to talk to you all. Yeah, so I guess when it comes to looking after your nutrition on date nights and stuff like that, I personally like to follow what's called intermittent fasting, not really for any other reason than it just suits my lifestyle. I feel like I don't really have time to be fitting in meals all day, so intermittent fasting really suits my lifestyle. I generally follow like a 12 to 8 approach, so roughly eating for 8 hours of the day, not the whole time, but fitting my calories within that. And then on top of that, I track macros, so I'm a big fan of if it fits your macros, and that's usually how I have most days, right? So yeah, it's a bit about what I do.
Yeah, so me too. So everyone on the Angelique Fit Squad, including myself, we are all about tracking our macros, so our proteins, fats, and carbs. This means that there's no good foods, no bad foods. So Ross and I both do the same thing. So Ross might train in the morning, say on a Saturday, and then won't eat until after 12 o'clock. Whereas I'm a little bit different. If I know that we're going to be going out for a lunch or a dinner, I'll like to train in the morning, and then after that I'll usually have some protein just to help me feel a little bit fuller throughout the morning period. And then later on in the day I'll have some smaller meals before the dinner out. And I just try and save some more calories for the night time if we're going out for a dinner date, especially if we're having dessert. And then following on from that, when it comes to actually going out for dinner and ordering, we actually had a date night Saturday night last night, and we went out to a steakhouse. So I guess, how did you choose what you were going to order?
Yeah, so generally, like if we're going out for dinner, for example, I try and save like a large portion of my calories for the end of the day. So again, I do fasting. My cutting calories are around 2,600 at the moment, which is reasonably high, and like I worked really hard to get my metabolism up that high. So what I'll do is try and save probably 1,600 calories for dinner. So I might have a couple of light meals, usually high in protein, fiber and vegetables during the day, and then leading up to dinner, I pretty much order whatever I like within reason, just thinking about total calorie intake within that meal. So I like to save lots of room because I like to enjoy meals going out, but just make sure that it fits within rough guidelines for how much, because again, like energy intake matters, right? So it really matters, especially if your goal is shredding, to focus on how much you're eating, not just specifically what. So I really like to focus on that and keep it pretty simple, really. Yeah,
so in terms of the difference between Ross and I'm currently on 1,600 to 1,700 calories each day across the week, whereas Ross is on, you said, 2,600.
Yes, yeah.
So he has a lot more room in his calories to play with. So like you can see here, when we went out for dinner, Ross ordered we both actually ordered the same thing, we often do. We both got the lean eye fillet with bacon wrapped around it, but then for our sides we each had salad, and Ross had the chips, and I chose to have extra roasted vegetables. So instead of having chips, I chose to have vegetables, and that was just a personal choice because I knew that I wanted dessert. I knew that chips and dessert weren't really going to both be aligned with my goals of shredding. So just from a caloric point of view, I usually will swap out something like potato chips with salad or vegetables. And then when it comes to desserts, we usually will pick one to share. We might have one each, or we're very relaxed throughout. So we end up going out for Giapo ice cream, and we each got an ice cream. We didn't even finish our cones. It was good. It was really good. But yeah, so that's kind of how we would do it. But the main thing is that when we go out for a dinner, it's not a situation in which we think, oh, you know what, this is a free-for-all, we can order whatever we want. We don't order whole pizzas. We really order like big burgers, or
sometimes.
Sometimes, you know, we might have a burger, but even so, if I go out for a burger, it's usually a grilled chicken burger. I usually stay away from the deep fried things. I just feel like fats drive up your calories really high. Swapping out the chips for salads. Kind of getting foods that I wouldn't necessarily cook myself at home. So getting a steak out is really special because I next to never have steak at home.
We just wouldn't drink too much of our calories. So I personally really like having a couple of beers, but when I'm eating out, I'll just try and stick to one or two. Again, we often forget that liquids, especially things like beer, wine, cocktails, etc., have quite a lot of calories in them. So they do actually add up really fast. You know, and it doesn't take, you know, too many beers to equal, you know, possibly a whole meal. So I really like to still include them, but just keep it very moderated.
Yes, and that is also a good point about alcohol. So a lot of people ask, you know, do I drink alcohol on a shred? I personally just am not a big fan of alcohol. I've never really liked beer. If I do drink, it would be cocktails, which is super high sugar. It really drives the calories up, and I may as well just have a dessert instead of that cocktail. So I choose not to drink pretty much year round, especially when shredding, and if I'm prepping for a competition, I definitely don't have alcohol. Whereas Ross does enjoy his beer, so you do fit it in, but he accounts for it into his calories. And in terms of drinking alcohol, like, I just don't recommend it if you're looking to lose weight usually, because I would rather eat and have you eat fuller meals so that you feel like satiated, full, and it actually goes towards your goals of feeling energized, as opposed to just kind of empty calories that aren't really helping you.
Yeah, so if you are looking to include some alcohol in your week, like if you've got a couple of social occasions where you'd like to include maybe a beer or a wine, what I'll do is I'll make sure that I have my protein for the day and my fats, but save carbohydrates, because we often forget that alcohol has a little bit of carbohydrates in it, but also has the alcohol percentage. So the alcohol percentage actually has its own caloric value. So every gram of alcohol that's in your beverage, there is 7 calories per gram. To give you an idea, like an average, like 350ml beer, like your Corona, for example, will have like 14 grams of alcohol. So you're looking at 100 calories just coming from the alcohol, and the extra 50 coming from carbs. So like a standard beer is generally around 150 calories, to give you an idea. So I'll save that, mainly coming from carbs. Still hit protein, still get my vegetables and stuff in, mainly hit my fats, but then save carbs for that extra room.
Yeah, awesome advice. Yeah, so following on from that, say you have 2 Coronas and it is like 300 calories. You know what, one of my favorite ice creams is only 200 calories. So I personally would choose to go for the ice cream instead of the beer. So it's really all about what fits your lifestyle, what you prefer, and then remembering your goals when you go out. It's really not a time that you just forget about your goals and you think, you know what, I'll start Monday, because you're going to keep doing that every single weekend, and then fast forward 3 months, you wonder why you've not been getting the results that you want when you've been working really hard in the gym Monday to Friday, and it's because of your weekends and what you're putting into your body in those weekends. So following on from that, today we are going out for lunch, and we're going to our favorite kind of I guess healthy fast food place in Auckland called the Food Truck. We often go here. I've shown it on my vlogs many times, but this is kind of just an example of what we order. Yum, what are you ordering?
Fish and chips?
Yes, and I am going to go for this one, but I'm going to ask for the dressing on the side, and I'm not going to have any quinoa, currants or almonds in it, and then I'm going to add fish to it. Oh, and then we're also going to share burnt broccoli. Yum, thank you. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Thank you.
Yay, perfect, thank you. Oh my gosh, fish and chips. Yes. I just kind of wanted to do this chit chat all about how you stay on track when you're eating out for date nights and things like that. Just be prepared, plan ahead. I always look at the menu before I go somewhere. If you can't view the menu online, then when you do get there, just make sure that you take your time to look through the menu and make an order of something that aligns with your goals instead of impulse ordering, because I often find that if I can't look at the menu first and I get there, I'm overwhelmed by all the choices, and before I know it, I've ordered the creamiest pasta possible. So yeah, anything else you want to add to it?
Super easy stuff like when you're out for dinner or for brunch, etc. You can ask for like sauce on the side, takes the calories down. If there's something that's not on the menu but you want it and like the sort of like already there,
Like
maybe
breakfast.
yeah,
Eggs
for
on toast.
example, you can ask them to make that for you. Like most places will make stuff for you. Like it's their job. Like they're there to give you food and you pay for it. So really just ask if you want something because they're likely to give it to you.
Really good point. And so with that, following on, so something as simple as going out for brunch, instead of me always ordering pancakes or French toast, which I love and I do occasionally, if I'm say prepping for a competition or shredding down, I would just go for eggs on toast, and instead of fried eggs on toast, I'll order poached eggs on toast. So it's not adding any extra calories to the meal. And again, you can swap things, like if you're going out for fish and chips, most places will offer you grilled fish instead of like a deep fried battered fish. So we're very good at asking for what we want. When I get a salad, I always ask for the dressing on the side. And yeah, that's kind of it, I think. I liked this little chit chat with Ross. If you guys did enjoy this and you learned something, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe.
And smile.